By show of hands, who knows the day of the coming of the Lord? Anybody? Does anyone know the day of the coming of the Lord? Maybe we know, is it going to be summertime or winter time? Someone said winter time. Do you know maybe a time, morning, afternoon, or night? They said nobody knows. I know when I was in school, they'll give you this long question and ask you, find X. Find X. But we start with, what do we know? The verse today says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. The next verse now says, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. And we know that that's what to expect. There shall be a separation between all nations. No one knows the day or the time, summertime or winter time, but we know that there will be a separation on that day. That's a given again, and we know that one for sure. The 10 virgins, we know about the 5 foolish virgins and the 5 wise ones. Even there was a casting of the net as well, which said they will gather every single thing from the sea, and they start to separate them one from another. So we know that there will be a separation. We know about the wheat and the tares as well. Separate the wheat from the tares as well. So we know that that's a given on that day. There will be a separation. For today's lesson, it's the exact same thing. There will be some on the right and some on the left. No one knows that every single day. People die every single day. So no one knows the day of the coming. No one knows if they call you, you know, but no one, there'll be no call being given. There'll be no voice being given. There'll be no voice note. But it just comes when you don't expect. But there will be a separation from the left and the right as well. In today's lesson, Matthew 25, this is a story that we know every single time. I'm sure we probably read this verse at least once a year in this parish, based on being about harvest. It says that there will be a separation between the goat and the sheep, just a metaphor to show that there will be a separation. We're not getting into how do we now proceed on that case. It says that when I was hungry, that was what was given on both sides. I was hungry, I was thirsty, I was naked, I was sick, I was in prison. You now ask each of those sides, what was their response? The people on both sides said, when saw we? Meaning that we both did not know that this was done to the King of Kings. So they both asked him, when saw we that you were hungry? Because if I know that it was you, we would have given you food for sure. So both sides had no clue who was being served. So they both asked him, when saw we that you were hungry or thirsty? So the people on the verse were saying, we don't know that you were the one asking us. But these people, for them to get that, saying that we fed you, that means they were always in that mode of always serving. They were always serving because no one knows what they look like, but they were always serving. And we might think that this is just for people that we see on the road as well. Maybe the people asking for the boy is every single person, people in the church as well. They won't tell you that story, but people might be going through issues as well. People that are hungry, thirsty, without job, where can we help them in those situations? They both asked him, when saw we that we are hungry? Most time people in church, they won't tell you that they are hungry. But when you get close to them, you know about their story, and you can find ways to serve them. So the people on the right, what was their main thing? They had the mind of Christ. For them to always be serving, because they had no clue who the person was. But he said that when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me water to drink. But then they were also asking, when did we see you that you were hungry? Because they were always doing those things. They had no clue who they were serving. but they had the mind of Christ. What is this mind of Christ? Let's look at Philippians chapter 2 from verse 1. It says, these people, they had the mind, and that's a calling for us as Christians, to have that mind of Christ. Yes, thank you. Yes. 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 Any bowels and mercies, yes.
Fill ye my joy.
Fulfill ye my joy.
That ye be like-minded.
Yes.
Having the same love.
Having that same love.
Being of one accord,
yes.
of one mind.
So having one mind, that mind of Christ. Continue.
Let nothing be done in true strife.
Yes.
Or vainglory.
Yes.
But in lowliness of
yes.
mind. Let each esteem other better than themselves.
Yes.
Let not every man own on his own things, but every man also on
it
the
says,
things
look
of
not
others.
on just your own things, but also the things of others as well. What's verse 5?
Let this mind be in you.
Let this mind be in you, yes.
Which also was in Christ Jesus.
Yes.
Who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God.
Yes.
But made himself of no reputation.
Yes.
And took upon him the form of a servant.
Thank you. Took himself upon him the form of a servant. That is the mind of Christ. And that's the mind that are being called on. The people on the verse, they were saying, when sorry that you were hungry and we fed you, because they had that mind to always be serving the people of God. They were always serving. And that's the same mind of Christ as well. He took of no thinking I'm not equal to God, but I would serve and come for this mission. Because he said, if I was hungry and you gave me meat, I was thirsty, you gave me drink. Those people they were always in that mode of serving. Revelation 2 verse 2, what does it say? Revelation chapter 2 verse 2, it says something. Because you have to have that mind. I know your works, yes. Yes. This is the message to virtue of grace, yes.
And how thou canst not bear them which are evil.
And how we cannot bear those that are evil, yes.
And thou hast tried them which say they are apostles.
We have tried them that come with false words and false saying, yes.
And are not. And hast found them liars.
Yes, verse 4.
Verse 4. Nevertheless,
I
have somewhat against thee.
Yes.
Because thou hast left thy first love.
Thank you. Because you have left your first love. What's that first love? It says that love your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul. The second one is love your neighbor as yourself. That's our first love, to love our neighbors as ourselves. Don't just love in words, but also in deeds and action. It's tough to love God that we have not seen, and not love our neighbor that we see every single day, every Sabbath day, every single day. So to love God, it starts from us loving our neighbors first. You have forgotten your first love. To love God, but also to love our neighbors ourselves. Because when they were hungry, the charge was, you fed me. On the two sides. Some people fed them, some people did not feed him. But those on the right said they had that mind of Christ to feed and to serve. The key of this sermon is to have that mind and that mindset to always serve. That man of Christ says that he came in the form of a servant. So as Christians, we have to have that form where we serve every single time. Because we have no clue who we must serve, but to have that mind where we are always serving. If I was thirsty, he gave me water. I was sick, he came to visit me. So as Christians, we have to always be serving. And that's the call of our worship. Let's look at Isaiah chapter 58. We always talk about, when people worship and fasting. But what does this verse say? Isaiah 58 verse 2. They seek me daily, yes. They delight to know my ways, yes.
And forsook not the ordinance
They
of their
forsook
God.
not the ordinance of their God, yes.
They ask of me the ordinances of justice.
Yes.
They take delight in approaching to God. Wherefore have we fasted?
Yes.
Say they, and thou seest not?
Yes.
Wherefore have we afflicted our soul? And thou takest
So
no
we
knowledge?
are fasting every single time. Have you not seen our fast? What does verse 6 say?
Verse 6. Is not this the fast that I have
I have
chosen?
chosen to, yes.
To loose the bands of wickedness.
To lose the band of wickedness, yes.
To undo the heavy burdens.
So this is the calling that we've been called. Even when you fast, it's saying that not to starve yourself to death, but to say that to lose those bands of wickedness. Yes.
To undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free.
Yes.
And that ye break every yoke.
Yes.
Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry?
Yes.
And
that's
that
the calling we've been given, to feed the hungry as well. Yes.
And thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house. When thou seest the naked,
Yes.
that thou cover him.
Look at the second lesson and what this is saying. Yes.
When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him.
Yes.
And thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh.
Thank you. To hide not yourself even from your own flesh as well. That's the essence of true worship and service unto God. It's okay to fast, but you're saying that even in that fasting, the call is to feed the hungry. And don't hide yourself even from your own flesh. Sometimes we do. We might get that call from Nigeria. Mike Bill. don't pick up the call. But find ways to always be serving. The first lesson is the same thing as well. The first lesson talk about tithes. To always bring your tithe. But then the key of that first lesson was that so that we can feed the strangers, the hungry, the widows, the fatherless. So even in our tithes, it's saying that it's not because God has no use for your tithes. It's more to feed and for your own self, to feed those that are less privileged. So those two lessons are saying the exact same thing. In our worship is not just to worship, but also through our service before God. Not just people on the street, begging for money, but even within our church as well. Find members to find ways to serve them. So the key is for us to serve and have that mindset to be of service to people as well. So we go into what are the qualities of a good servant. Has anyone worked in a restaurant? When I've been a server, I see some hands. You know what it means to serve in a restaurant. Even if I don't work before, you know a good service, right? When you give good tip or no good tip. What's the essence of being a good servant? I know for me, I didn't get the chance to work in the restaurant. When years ago, we went to go apply for a job at Red Lobster. It was two of us, and the man said that he would take only one of us. I'm the younger one, so I get the short end of the stick. So I didn't get the job, but my brother got the job as a server. So I didn't get the chance to serve but then I now had to venture into e-commerce, eBay, like they call me eBay, before Amazon took over the whole world, right? But then it's that same thing where we serve our customers, either at a restaurant or even for us that were doing e-commerce back then, we serve the customers. So what are the good qualities of a good servant? For us to serve in this vineyard. The very first one, a good servant is about the mission and vision of the master. So if you're working at a fancy restaurant, the goal is to bring back customers, right? So for you to serve, you have to offer good customer service. If not, they won't come back to your restaurant. So as we Christians, the goal is to bring what? Worshippers to God. To bring worshippers to God. That's the very first thing. We have to be about the mission and vision of our God. Christ said, my meat is to do the work of my Father. So our meat as Christians is to do the work of our God, to bring worshippers into the vineyard. But it starts from how we serve them as well. If someone comes to the church and we're yelling and screaming, the people won't come back. So how do we serve them? In our words, in our actions, in our deeds, where we become welcoming to those folks coming in. Be about the mission and vision of our God, to bring worshippers before God. Matthew 5 says something, verse 14. It says something. If anyone can help me find Matthew 5, verse 14. We are the light of the world, yes. Yes.
A candle,
yes,
and put it under a bushel,
yes,
but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the
we
house.
are the light of the world, yes.
Let your light so shine before
Let
men,
your light so shine forth before men,
that they may see your good works,
yes,
and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
The key was that they may see your good works and glorify your God in heaven. So as good servants, we have to show our good works. If our work is bad, the people won't come into that light. If you are the epistles read by all men, people can't read in darkness. Epistles have to be of light. So we have to be the light so they can see our good works at our jobs. We can't distance our worship at our job as well. I know it's dicey these days where you can't talk about politics or God, but they have to see you as different from everybody else at your job. Through your works, your words, your sayings, be a light to this world. That's how we can serve. People might not tell you, but you'll be watching from a distance. It was funny when I was back in Lake Charles. I was in a different job, and the man said that he wants me to come and work in his own department. When I asked him why, he said he's been watching me when he was in a different. He was watching from a distance, because you never know who's watching you. It might be through your conversations, your emails at job, but they'll be watching you to see how does this person carry themselves. And for he said that he wants to come and work, but if my work was bad, God forbid, why would he say my work for him? So our work has to be of good works. That's the very first thing. Be about a mission and mission of our God. Number 2, I have 7 points. Number 2, it says, a good server is not self-centered, which is tough, because I know we discussed in Bible study a couple of weeks ago. As human beings, our part is for us to be, because the human psychology, right, there's the basic needs, water, food, and clothing. We don't know about the Maslow's law, but as you go up on that chain, people want recognition. We want esteem. We want that power. I'm the one in charge. So it's tough for someone to say that I'm going to serve. But that's the basic human need for them to be esteemed and glorified. But this is saying that a good server is not self-centered. If you work at the restaurant as a server, you can't focus on just yourself. Focus on the customers as well. We cannot be self-centered as a good server. In this vineyard, you can't say it's just me. I'm just going to do my own thing and go home. No. That's not the calling we've been called as Christians. We cannot be self-centered to be a good server. If Christ came for just himself, there'll be no healing, no miracles, right? We'll just come. We might not even die for ourselves. We might just say, I'm not dying for you people. But if not self-centered, he has to give of himself freely. Like I said, we have to have that mind of Christ. Not to be self-centered. That Philippians was saying that let nothing be done in strife. Look not every man on his own thing, but also on the things of others. Don't leave your own, but also on the things of others as well. Not be self-centered, because it's tough in these days. Everybody's just me and myself, but we have to find ways to help others as well. The story of that woman of Zarephath. Does anyone, 1 Kings 17, we can look at that real quick. Because there is a widow there was famine in the land. And the prophet of God came and said, bake me a bread. This person said, 1 Kings 17 verse 7. He said that, yes. Yes.
Because there had been no rain in the land.
There had been no rain in the land, yes.
And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise,
yes,
get thee to Zarephath,
yes,
which belongeth to Zidon,
yes,
and dwell there.
Yes.
Behold, I have commanded a widow woman.
There was the saying that I've commanded a woman in Zarephath, go to that person, yes,
to sustain thee.
Sometimes
so
when God sends someone to us, they've been sent from God to say, go to that person, mommy, that's obvious. But if you now become self-centered, how can you fulfill God's word in that person's life? Yes, continue.
So he arose and went to Zarephath.
Yes.
And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there, gathering of sticks.
Yes.
And he called to her and said,
yes,
fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel,
yes,
that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her,
yes,
and said, bring me, I pray thee.
Don't fetch water. Oh, give me bread as well. Yes.
Morsel of bread in thine hand.
Yes.
And she said, as the Lord thy God liveth,
as the God liveth,
I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel.
Just a handful, just for me and my son, and we die.
My son, we eat and die.
Yes.
And Elijah said unto her,
yes,
fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first.
Can you imagine? There's just a small flour for her and herself. Let's just finish this small bread and we die because there's no food. But Paul is saying, people say, prophet, are you sure that's from God? He said, bring me first before you go feed your family. Yes.
And bring it unto me, and after make for thee,
yes,
and for thy son.
But there was a promise in that verse. Yeah, continue.
For thus saith the Lord God of Israel.
Yes.
The barrel of meal shall not waste.
The barrel shall not waste. Yes.
Neither shall the cruse of oil fail.
He said it will not run dry. Yes.
Until the day that the Lord sent rain
said
upon
there was
the
famine.
earth.
There was famine for what? For 3 years and 6 months, right? Because of what she did, he said your cruse of oil will not run dry. If she had been disobedient, she would have died.
And she went and did according to the sayings of Elijah.
Thank you. So imagine she was self-centered, like, let me just do this morsel of bread for myself, for my son, and let's just die. Elijah said, no, bring to me first, then feed your family. We cannot be self-centered. Even if it's just a small that's left, you can still find ways to give people. Some people say, just give a little bit, which is fine. The next one, a good servant is a good steward of God's blessings. A good servant is a good steward of God's blessings. What is 1 Peter 4 verse 10 saying? 1 Peter 4 verse 10. We have to be a good steward of God's blessings. But I was wondering, the people on the left, when he said that yes. I should have received the gift, yes. Thank you. As I given that gift, also minister unto one another as well. From the first lesson, the tithes is not from, if there was no job, there will be no tithes now. So God is saying, even from what you have been given unto you, give from that as well. Because if there was no job, there was no income, what would you be saying? But God has given you that job, that income for a reason, so you can be a blessing to people as well. He's saying that we should be a good steward of the blessings of God to others. People might complain, they're asking for too much. But if there was nothing in the first case, you can't give now. So being good stewards is the key to our service. A good server is a good steward of God's blessings. Even in our church, we have ministry. We have men's ministry, women's, evangelism. There are ways that you can give of yourself within the church as well. Don't just be a bystander. I know years ago when I first moved out of New Jersey to a different state, I went to a different church. It was new, right? Different lay of the land. I just wore my normal Susanna, no loin, just come in, do my service. I'll drive 2.5 hours, do my service, I'll go back home. Don't involve me in anything. There was one day, prophet now come in and say, why are you a stranger in the house of the Lord? A prophet, they can see things. I'm like, who asked you? Who asked you? He said, why are you being a stranger in the house of God? From that day, I said I'll wear my loin and I'll get involved even more. So I started helping them to read lesson, to do this, to do that. From there, I got involved, became parochial. You never know what God is calling you to do. Don't be a stranger in the house of God. I was so impressed. One of our brothers in the church on Harvest Day, to me, he's a stranger. But on Harvest Day, even for barbecue, he was helping us. So that's the call you've been given. Don't be a stranger. So we have to be good servers. You might go to a different place, but always be serving. Don't be a bystander. Because most times, when you are not serving, you won't hear people's true issues that are going through. But when you get close to them, you know that this person might need help. Then you know ways to help them or to connect them to something. We have to be good stewards. For our church as well, we are moving to a new cathedral, right? We need all hands on deck. Because it's not just one person doing the work. It's a big church. We need all the ministries, men's. I know they keep bugging me. Men's ministry, we have to do something. We need everybody to do something. Get involved. Don't say, it's not my own business. It's all of our business. To be good stewards, what God has given. We know about the story of the talent. Some are given, 5? Some given 2, some given 1. The one with 5 say, you know what, I've given this money, talent, let me go multiply these talents. 1 with 2 the same, but 1 with 1 say, you know what, I know you're a wicked master. Took that 1 talent, I went to go hide it. That's not what God has called us to do. We have to be profitable with those talents that God has given unto us. Some people are good. It might be with video or with audio. Help out. It might be usher. It might be with any single thing. Just help where you can. Be a good steward of God's blessings in your life. Let's look at the next one. A good servant is not judgmental. A good server is not judgmental. Because people on the left are saying, when saw we? They probably saw that this guy look all tattered. Let me not even, don't come near me. Oh. But they were asking, when did we see you? But the King of Kings will not come and say, I'm the King of Kings. There will be no name on the chest, but it's not judgmental to say, but those are the issues that we find. Don't be judgmental. Imagine if you go to a restaurant and that person look at, these blacks, they don't give me tips, so let me go and start the white people. That's not the way to do. A good server does not judge, but might say, this mommy looks good, let me serve them because I can get a good tip. It's funny, the one that looks good will not give you any tip. That's the funny thing. So don't judge by people's looks. A good server is not judgmental. They serve regardless. You might be wearing 10 different outfits or different loins, or they don't care. They're always serving and do the calling of God. So don't be judgmental. Because I was wondering, those people on the left, what do we think happened to them? They were saying, when I was hungry, he gave me no water, no food. When I was sick. So either they were self-righteous and say, you know what, I'm better than these people, right? Let me not serve them. Or maybe they didn't have enough to serve. Only God knows what the issue was. But we cannot be judgmental. Find ways to serve, because it's always tough when you serve people. People will abuse you on top of that serving. But don't look at those things. Don't be judgmental as a good servant. It was interesting. The woman that was caught in the act, they all came to stone that woman. And Christ was just wondering, just fighting on the floor. He said, this woman was caught. Won't we stone, like Moses said? Then Christ said, he without sin, cast the first stone. Now, one by one, so nobody is perfect. When we serve, nobody is perfect. You might be here today, tomorrow you might be somewhere else. So just find ways to help and be a good server. The next person, a good server, is mindful of their words when they are serving. Be mindful of your words when you are serving. Because he says that when I was naked, they did not clothe me. When I was in prison, you did not visit me. It was funny when I was praying for the sermon. God was telling me that when we think about people that were naked, we think about people on the street that might be naked. But God is saying that even us, we have gone to our own prison as well. We've been prisoners of hope when we're telling God, God, I want this from you. We're crying to God. But meanwhile, people that were even close to us, they're the ones that were even insulting us during those times. So it's not just people, he's saying that when I was naked, it could be with your words that you can clothe someone, that you can shield that person. Your Bible said that omolasho. So it's funny when there was years ago, it was interesting. A family friend of ours, the husband called me. You know those uncles will always call you, right? So he was calling to check on me. And I was saying, Funso, was it my evening? Like, I was so annoyed. I was about to hang up the phone on that man. Because it was with this tone as if that, dude, what are you waiting for, man? But even his word at that time was damaging at that point. Some people might be going through their own things, right? It might be a spouse thing for a child. And even with people within that close to them, they might say, it's taking too long. You might think that to us, it's just a small word, but to that person, it's damaging to that person. As good servants, be mindful of your words. It was funny that when Job was going through his tribulations, he mentioned that Eliphaz, the three friends, Bildad, so far, that they all came, sat with Job, and they all just mourned with Job for like a week. But then these same three friends were the one that even like charging Job to say that, do you think that you're perfect? Their words broke Job. Let's see what Job himself said. Job 19 verse 2. So we that are going through stuff as well, our words have to be mindful. What we say to people, yes. Job 19 verse 2. This is Job telling his three friends, yes.
How long will you vex my soul?
How long will you vex my soul?
And break me in pieces with words.
Thank you. And break me in pieces with your words. A good server is mindful of their words. You might think to you it might be a small thing, but to that person, he says that your words are breaking me in pieces. A good server, imagine if you have a customer in a restaurant and you are serving them, and your words are damaging, they'll just pick up their bag and they will leave. So as good servers, our words go in. Words are powerful. Words has life. So he says that when I was naked, you did not clothe me. It might not be people that are physically naked, but they might be going through issues, maybe looking for a spouse, looking for a child. Our words are powerful, where we might damage them even more and just break them in pieces. But it says that be careful of your words as good servers. And it's interesting because you might think people that are fine, it's people that are even close to you, that those words carry even more weight. And it's damn, people might even compare you. If we were discussing Bible lesson, and we said that when David killed Goliath, that the woman came and said, Saul killed thousands, David killed 10,000. Who actually people? Those words to Saul were so damaging that he became mad even more. So our words sometimes carry so much weight. People might be begging God for a spouse or for a child. If you don't have anything good to say, just pray for them. Don't say things that will make them even mad. They won't tell you, but they're going through those pains within themselves. Our words are powerful. A good server is mindful of their words. What's the next one? Oh, Proverbs 25. You can me find Proverbs 25, verse 11. It says that the tongue is a powerful weapon, but then a word that's fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures. Yes. A word, yes. Can you imagine? Like apples of gold.
In pictures of silver.
Thank you. A word that is fitly spoken, the right word at the right time, is powerful. So be mindful of our word, where we're not using our word to damage anybody. There's one more verse I want us to go to real quick. Isaiah chapter 50, verse 4. Because our words, by words, God said, let it be heavens, let it be light, just by words. So our words are so powerful where we have to be careful when we serve to ban for our, yes.
The tongue of the learned.
Yes.
That I should know how to speak a word
how to speak
season.
A word in season. Because if you speak that word in the wrong season, it might be damaging. So our words have to be the right season for that word. Yes.
To him that is weary, he wakeneth morning by morning.
Yes.
He wakeneth mine year to year as the learned.
Thank you. So our words are powerful. The next one, I think this is number 6. A good server does not care what role or position. They're always eager to serve. Some people say, if I'm not at the forefront, I'm not going to serve. As a restaurant, you may be called to be a busboy today, a server tomorrow, like a washer the next day. A good one doesn't care where they put them. They're always eager to serve. I could be the one, even I know, like I said, this is meant for the shepherd, the first Sunday. But in that mind of Christ of being of service, no one is judging why they put in you as someone. Because anyone can be in any position. And that's what's causing issues in our church today. Everyone want to be the HOD. But they've not been called to be in that position. People wear different things, different loins and different clothes, but they've not been called in that position. No one wants to serve anymore. Everybody wants to just be the one at the top. But every single person has been called for a position within the church. You can be the head, the hand, the liver, everyone has a role to play. Don't feel like you have to be the head every single time. But a good server does not care what role or position. They are always eager to serve. You start from the bottom, working with, you can be in any position. I see our mothers, they will wash the bathroom. You will think that they are the one, but they might be the mother celestial, but they're willing to wash the bathroom because they don't care title or ranks, or because those things will cause issues. A good server will serve in any position. I wonder how is this big people doing fruits and everything, because they don't care who does, so far the job gets done. Some people say, I can't touch that thing, no. But we are called to be good servers. It was funny, years ago, after the different church, and we're doing Moyama, we're coming in. One of the others, not Voice of Grace, so a man was in front of me. He yanked him out and said, you can't be in front of me. Can you imagine? We've got to the point where it now become a fight on who's in front, who's at the back, who's, If you're willing to serve, it doesn't care who's in front. Because we have one mission to bring people to God. People now fight and struggle. Who's in front, who's in back, it creates chaos. Let's just come and serve before God. The last one, a good server never stops. They are always serving. Our song says, Mashishelo, Mashewa Isimi. Keep working for God. Don't rest. Mafuvubin. Olukovimbo. It says, keep putting, just keep putting out there. Because the harvester is coming. It might be that the day that you stop, spreading those seeds, God might come on that day. So it says that don't stop. Keep working for God. The English one says, work on for Christ, seeking no rest for now. Because those foolish virgins, when they took rest was when Christ came. They didn't have extra oil. But if you've been always spreading those seeds, keep working, keep serving for God. If you look at Acts chapter 10 from verse 1, when we do serve, there's guarantee that God would always bless us. Cornelius, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Called the Italian band, a devout man.
Oh, the devout man, yes.
And one that feared God with all his house.
Yes.
Which gave much alms to the people.
He said he gave much alms to people, yes.
And prayed to God always.
Mm-hmm.
He saw in a vision,
yes,
evidently about the 9th hour of the day,
yes,
an angel of God coming into him,
yes,
and saying unto him,
yes,
Cornelius.
And
when he looked on him,
yes,
he was afraid, and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him,
yes,
Thy prayers
he says,
and thine alms,
your prayers and what?
And your alms, are come up for a memorial before God.
Thank you. He says your prayer, not just your prayer, and your alms have come as a memorial unto God. Even when you pray and fasting, those alms will go a long way. I say has come as a memorial unto God. But when you're self-centered, it's just me. It's time for those alms to go out. The story of Dorcas as well, the exact same thing. Dorcas, let's look at Acts 9 from verse 36. Acts 9:36. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Dorcas, yes.
This woman was full of good works.
She was full of what? Good works, yes.
And alms deeds,
yes,
which she did.
Yes.
And it came to pass in those days that she was sick and died.
Yes.
Whom, when they had washed, they laid her in an upper chamber.
Yes.
And as far as much as Lydda was near to Joppa, the disciples had heard that Peter was there.
Yes.
They sent unto him 2 men,
yes,
desiring him that he would not delay to come to them.
Yes.
Then Peter arose and went with them. When he was come, they brought him into the upper chamber.
Yes.
And all the widows stood by him weeping.
Yes.
And showing the coats
they were
and
showing what she has done of her good works, yes,
which Dorcas made,
yes,
while she was with them.
Thank you. That shows you that giving alms, doing good works, go a long way before God. In today's lesson, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me water to drink. Never stop giving those things, your good works. Always be serving. I'm getting close to the end. Let's look at. So a mother came, thanks to our mothers, and said to Christ, I want my 2 sons, which is a noble request, one to be on your left, one to be on your right. But Christ gave an interesting, and let's look at Matthew chapter 20, verse 25. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
They that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you.
Yes.
But whosoever will be great among you.
Whoever shall be great among you shall what?
Let him be your minister.
Thank you. Whoever shall be great among you. And that version says, as to serve. Continue, man. I have to finish.
And whosoever will be chief among you,
yes,
let him be your servant.
Whoever will be a chief among you. So it's funny where God is saying, if you want to be the head, that child have to be the one to serve, which is something counterintuitive with what we expect. To be the head, says, well, you have to be a servant. Continue. There's one more verse. Verse 28. Yes, for Christ did not come to minister unto, yes,
but to minister.
Yes.
And to give his life a ransom for many.
Thank you. It says, just as Christ did not come to my own verse says, or it's not come to be served, but to serve himself and to give that as a ransom to others. For even Christ came not to be served, but to serve the people. So if you have a mind of Christ, it means that we have to be willing to serve every single time. Because those people on the right were saying, when saw we that you were hungry or thirsty? Because they were always serving. In conclusion, look at Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. This one is saying that if you're willing to, yes. If any man come after me, let him deny of himself, yes.
And take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
For whoever shall save his life, whoever is willing to be served, shall lose it, yes.
And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
Whoever shall lose for my sake, meaning that you are willing to serve the people, they shall what? They shall find it. Yes.
For what is a man profited?
Yes.
If he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Yes.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
Yes.
For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father.
Same thing again about Christ coming back for his people. Yes.
With his angels. And then he shall reward every man according to his works.
He shall reward every man according to his works. Thank you. If I'm not serving, what works will be rewarded for? When they say good and faithful servant, if there's no work to be shown, what work is there to be rewarded for? Good and faithful servant means that you have served, you have done something. May God give us that grace and that passion to keep serving by his grace. Amen.